What up? It's your boy, the Incredible Man. Yes, I'm back at it again, and this is Dr. Stone, episode 14, discussion / review, and I'm gonna be 100%, man. It was another great episode. I enjoyed it yet again from start to finish, man. It was wonderful. But let's dive right into it, man. So it picked up right after last week's episode, and we still have Kenro and Magma's fight still taking place. But at this whole time when the whole thing's happening, we knew that Kenro was going to mollywop him, man. That's just what it was. And he finally got Sueka's mask on, and he can handle the fuzzy sickness because he can see again. So the fight was going his way 100%. But then Magma, and I got to give Magma credit for this. I thought he was just all muscle. But I have to admit, this episode, he really showed that he's more brain, well, not more brains, but he has brains as well, and he knows how to use them, because he really thought pretty much everything he was doing through this whole episode, man. When that fight happened, and they're like, oh yeah, I give up, Kenro, and was like, but you have to kind of see, is it fair that you used the things they were thrown to you in the middle of the match? And the referee was like, well, even Kenro was kind of questioning a little bit and went to talk to the referee and was like, yeah, well, the rules are rules, and this match was given to me midway through the fight, so I'm going to disqualify myself. He was like, no, it's fine, because it didn't interfere with the match, which is technically true, and I was okay with that. Last week I was so worried, but that was going to happen, that he was going to be disqualified because outside interference, but it didn't interfere with the match, and the referee was willing to let it go. But Kenro, you can't trust Magma. This man, he showed you guys countless times that you can't trust him, and Kenro turned his back, not really focusing on Magma, but trying to do the right thing because he's a stickler for the rules. And it backfired, because at that time Magma used all of the little bit of strength he had left, because Kenro was going ham. And he hit this man from behind and broke the mask and injured Kenro, man. So I gotta give him his credit. I thought he was all muscle, but he used his brain a lot this episode, man. So that automatically he ended up beating Kenro, because Kenro couldn't fight anymore. So that automatically made the fight happen between Senku and Kohaku. No, Chrome and the other little guy, Magma's flunky, I can't remember his name, but it made their fight happen because he was tired and he really wanted to try to get over on Kenro because he couldn't beat him fairly. So that made the little Magma's flunky and Chrome fight happen, and Chrome was going to use every ounce of time he possibly could to stall until Kohaku came back. And then we pan and go see that Kohaku found the ropes where Sueka was tied up, and Sueka was like, well, where's Kohaku-chan? She went to look for you because she was trying to save you, because they told her that you were drowning in the river, and she felt so bad, and she was like willing to go look for Kohaku, and she couldn't find it. She was slipping and falling, and Senku was like, just sit still. But at this time we have Chrome and the little guy's match actually taking place, and Chrome was going to stall as long as he possibly could, and it was going that way, and everybody was on looking, was like, wow. The other fight was so interesting, and look at this one. There's nothing, but this is where I give credit to Magma. He saw Kohaku coming back. Kohaku was rushing, man. She was coming fast. She was flipping on trees and everything. He saw her rushing, and he told his flunky, throw the match immediately. Dude, you don't like the character, but you have to give him credit for this, because he told his flunky to throw the match, because that would make the match between Kohaku and Senku happen immediately, because Kohaku isn't there. So the match had to take place, and she was on her way, man. She was like right away. She was like this far from the bridge, on making it to the bridge, and she couldn't get there, man, and her match was disqualified. And, well, not disqualified, but she was disqualified, and Senku won the match. That's when we get Genro versus this other guy, man. And that whole match was absolutely funny, man. I love Genro with a passion. He was eating all the materials raw, thinking that's going to make him super strong. And in his mind, every picture that he showed in his mind was absolutely fantastic, man. I loved it. He's up there. He's super buff. He's pumped and everything. He's ready. He's thinking he's doing the most. And, like, even in his mind, the people in the crowd are looking at him like, okay, Genro. And then even the girls like, Genro. And in his mind, all of this is happening. And then when you see the actual fight, dude, he's just thrusting, and then he looks so beat up, man. He, like, when the dude was attacking him, man, like his whole face on this side was completely swollen. He could barely see. But I gotta give him credit. With the caffeine intake, he kind of pushed the dude to his limit. The other dude didn't have any stamina left to continue to fight Genro, and Genro just pushed him off the edge of the cliff. So that was nice. I like it. Okay, Genro, I see you, man. Okay, then after that happened, we get Chrome versus Magma, man. Now, in this entire fight, I knew that there was no actual possible way that Chrome could take down Magma and actually defeat him to save Rui. But the thing is that the way that they went about it was absolutely wonderful, man. He couldn't compete, really. He really couldn't compete. But he got the idea of making a fire out of the lenses in the glasses. But what's the cool thing was that I didn't even see. I was thinking what he was going to do, and you know, I wear glasses, so I know that they kind of swoop in on the inside, and that's what they went through this episode. And that's what I love about Dr. Stone. They break everything down, especially when it comes to the science of everything, and I love that. Oh, so he cried and sweated inside of the caved in part of the lenses and built it up to make an actual lens. And he was holding it steady, and he was moving a little bit, but like when he thought about everything and calmed down, like it was perfectly still. But in that whole episode, the most wonderful thing happened. Gen showed back up, man. Dude, I was so hyped to see Gen. I was like, okay, I see you, Gen. Yes, I love Gen, man. I didn't at first because like when we first seen him, I thought he was going to be totally continue working for Tsukasa, but he's not. He's part of Team Science, and I love that fact, man. And dude showed up this episode. Magma-chan, remember when you killed me? How's he alive? It was so fantastic, man. And then he came in there with his ninjutsu and said he put a curse on Magma that if you move within 60 seconds, your heart's going to explode. And then Magma tried to shout out to the referee. He was like, well, that can't be fair, right? But Senku was like, well, why don't you try and move and find out? And if you move, then we can find out if it's fair or not, because you'll be dead, but it's okay. So, dude, like, no, it's fine, I'll wait. But what the cool part about that was that Gen, being a mentalist, knew that Magma was just looking for any opportunity to take a break. You know, like, no matter how much it is, like, anytime a liar is looking for something like that, they'll look for any kind of excuse or lie to take a break. So that was nice, and I love Gen for that fact, man. And Gen came through for the win, man. Chrome came through and actually done it, but Gen came through and assisted wonderfully, man. So Chrome, Senku, and Gen, they were the wonderful team up that started all of this cool, like, they're smarter than everybody else. Let's just be real. And I love the fact that, like, they showed like a team up poster thing with them and everything, and it was wonderful, man. And then he sets the fire, and the fire starts, and Senku was like, if I were you, I'd pat it. And it was like, well, you know, then they went into explaining everything, like, since it's dry and it's furry, and you just patting it fans the flame. I can't talk. But it was so wonderful that his whole body caught on fire. He was like, and Chrome was like, I'm not a killer, so I'll put that out for you. It pushed him off the edge of the cliff, man. This episode went way different than what I expected it to be, and I love the fact that I couldn't guess what was going to happen this episode. I love that they took and switched everything around, and I didn't even know what was going to happen, so I love them for that, and it was absolutely wonderful, man. And then it went off with everybody celebrating and Team Science for the win, man. This is what incredible. Don't forget to smash the like button so you can't smash it anymore. Comment down below, and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them, and subscribe, but only if you really want to, man. And remember, the anime matters, anime is greatness, and anime is life, man. Peace out.